Yep, here we are in Norco, California. It's Horsetown, USA. No sidewalks, just horse trails through the whole town, subdivisions and all. Keep your horse right in your backyard. If you haven't been here, you got to come see Norco. Right now, we're going to show you around the Norco Horse Affaire. Here's the street sides in Norco. They are not sidewalks, they're horse trails, and there are hitching posts in front of many of the stores, shopping malls, restaurants, and the like.
They are our family, and we only want the best for them. No standing water means clean, good tasting, algae-free, mosquito-free, and virus-free water. No risk of electric shock, no risk of fire from faulty wiring. Cool water in the summer, warm water in the winter. Water delivered fresh from the water supply at 50 degrees year-round. Drinking post water.
The rural American lifestyle. It's how we work, and it's how we play. It's how we learn and how we enjoy the finer things in life. How we take care of our animals and tend to the land. It's a way of life. Has been for hundreds of years. Now there's a whole new way for rural America to watch.
Hey, it's Wayne Williams. Speaking of horses, we are in Norco, California. We are at the Norco Horse Affaire. Norco's a great town. It's Horsetown, USA. You can put your horses in your backyard. You can ride up and down the streets because they don't have sidewalks. They have horse trails. We're going to show you just a touch of that right now. Then we're going to go out to the grounds and we're going to go to the Norco Horse Affaire. So stay with us right here on Speaking of Horses. We got a lot coming your way.
My name is Victoria Balick, and I am the presenter and coordinator of the program called Plan, Prepare, and Implement. It is an emergency evacuation planning program, but it also applies to a lot of standard emergencies that happen to do with having an injury while out trail riding, falling at the ranch, or having something happen while at a horse show. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of go through some of the essentials that involve planning for emergencies. Excuse me, it's very windy. Put this down. Something on it. Hopefully my radio doesn't fly away. There's a lot of information out there that's shared, common information. What to do when you get ready to evacuate. What to do if an emergency occurs. But there's a lot of things that people don't realize that are just a step below those basic steps. For example, the first part of Plan, Prepare, and Implement is planning. There's two parts of planning. There is the human planning, putting together your gear, having your trailer ready. There's also the horse planning. That is training the horses, getting the trailers ready. Multiple steps involving the horses. And when I talk about planning for horses, if there are horse trainers, sometimes they're not very happy with it. Because when I'm talking about planning for horses, I mean getting horses ready by teaching them now how to handle chaos and how to handle other people that are panicked. And it's different because people always encourage calmness. And when you're in a fire, you have to evacuate. Very often, you're not dealing with calmness. And you may be calm, but chances are somebody else may not be. So we're going to start with planning. One of the things that I recommend is that you use social media to your benefit and find emergency contacts to become friends with. Emergency contacts that are on different sides of you. I recommend 3 to 4. And you exchange information, but you also get together, spend time together, and look at where is all the equipment? Where are your emergency keys hidden? Whose halter goes on who? And have that plan together. Have the telephone numbers together. Know what medications the horses are on. All the pertinent information, and get together quarterly. I call it the social gathering time because it doesn't have to be a job. And go through that information. In my handbook, I have a worksheet that defines who the emergency contacts are and who the animals are. one of the things I touch on that a lot of people don't think about is if you have to evacuate and you can't take all of your animals out at the same time, you have to determine ahead of time during the process of planning which animals are you going to take first. And it's a really hard thing for people to do because they say, I don't want to leave any of my animals behind. But in reality, if you haven't decided that ahead mentally and emotionally, if there is an emergency and yet you have just a minute amount of time to get your animals out of danger, if you haven't thought about it, you're going to go and say, which ones do I want to take first? I love them all so much. And every minute that you spend trying to decide puts your animals and yourself back in more danger. Just some of those things people say, well, I don't need to worry about that. Okay, how many horses do you have? I have 8. How many horses can you trailer? I can trailer 4. Well, what are you going to do with the other 4? So during my clinics, when I talk about the planning and preparing, hopefully they have the time to get the animals out so they don't have to worry about it. But it is something to think about. Also, what I tell people is when they put together these worksheets, have at the bottom an authorization, because you can use that worksheet. Also, when you do evacuate or have your animals someplace and you're not available, that is a signed consent. That's a signed consent if you have to go to a hospital and you can't be there with your animals. It's also if you have to go to an emergency evacuation site but you can't be there. If your horse gets sick, if you have a form completed saying these people have authorization to make medical decisions or handling decisions on my behalf, when something does happen, for example, during the Thomas fire, we had a family come in, they had to leave. One of their horses colicked severely. Now they'd been in my class 4 years ago, and we actually have their paperwork and signed consents attached to their intake forms. They weren't available. We called the number 1 emergency contact. That person was able to come over, and unfortunately, we had to put the animal down, which was very sad. So another part of planning has to do with trailers. There's somebody here. Now he's the new master of trailers in my mind, and if I was closer, and I might just do it anyway, I would be bringing my trailers to JT regularly. And I might just do it because I think my husband has a crush on him now. So I recommend that you go to get your trailer maintained yearly and looked at. And what I've done was I've come up with a checklist that not only identifies what the mechanic needs to check, but what condition your gear is in. Good, fair, needs improvement. And what I do is when I take my trailer in, I go through this with my mechanic. He marks it because I don't always want to spend $3,000 immediately. So we're going to say, how much life do we have in some of these things? Now, not me personally, because I'm over the top. But some people do that. So what I do is I recommend you mark it. How much life do you have? And then from there, make a copy of this and tape it on the inside of your tack room door of your trailer. So that every time you open that door, you're being reminded of what needs to be repaired. Otherwise, we forget. It's that simple. Now, the minute I leave here, I'm going to forget my name. Planning. Organization. Okay, so you two, since you're my big audience, come up for me. I'm going to do this anyway. It's too much fun. Everybody has checklists, right, for the emergencies? You always have your checklist. What's in your medical kit? What is your oral medication? What do you need? Have it together, have it in emergency kit, right? Have your emergency kit ready and accessible. Great. There's our emergency kit. Everything on my recommended list is in that box. You stay here, and you come over here. Now, what I want to tell you guys is very important. There's a major medical emergency. I've cut my cage off. bleeding out. I am dying. I need a roll of gauze. It's a single roll, just like this. Remember, I'm dying. So what I need, go to the right, just a little. Need to be fair. What I need is this, quickly. Could you find it in that box for me? And could you find it over there for me? Ready, set, thank you, go! Dying. Oh, look at that.
We're organized.
No, wrong back. Perfect. The point being, there are a lot of great lists available. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Pardon?
Want to bring it over so you can see?
Sure, why not? I don't know. Are you still? Oh, well, hello.
All the same stuff,
Come on over here.
right? It's all the same stuff. This is labeled, sectioned out.
Why do I do this?
This was just in one box.
Nothing missing from the emergency kit. It's all here and it's all here. But this even applies beyond just emergency evacuations. When have I used this? I have used this when I have been camping back in the Los Padres National Forest and have fallen out of my trailer. So this applies to all circumstances. Everybody says, okay, well, I know where everything is. But if something happens and you need it quickly, you're going to panic. And all of a sudden, knowing where it is not going to be good enough. Or if you're unavailable and you need somebody to go get the gauze because you're bleeding out from your pinky, you can send them in and say, I need this. And instead of rummaging through the tack box or the container, you know where to look. In my trailer, I have a medicine cabinet, and I have 5 of these. And all of them are labeled with what's in them.
While we're here at Norco, we had a visit from one of the draft horses that works the trolley on Main Street in Disneyland in Anaheim, California. They came over, brought one of the draft horses, and these gals representing Disneyland in Anaheim, California, made an appearance with their draft horses at the Norco Horse Affaire.
Hello, my name's Chuck Morris. I live in Mariloma. I was born and raised on a ranch back in Missouri, and so I know all about guns, cattle, horses, and all that stuff. So I got to reading about a famous writer. His name was Louis L'Amour. Everybody knows him, so I'm thinking I can do that. So I started with my background and I started doing research. So I write Western fiction with frontier history woven in it. It's not all about history, but I gather a lot of information and I put it into books. I make stories out of it. And I don't put any junk in my book. It's just pure country, frontier history.
Well, you actually gather a lot of factual data to support your stories.
Correct.
So that sounds, what book do you have in your hand there?
This is my first book. It's a series. This is called Jack Montana. It's about an 8-year-old orphan boy who runs away from the orphanage, winds up on a ranch in Billings, Montana. And
Equerry's premium equine supplements. With micro-encapsulated probiotics and digestive enzymes, our formulas holistically treat all of your horse's nutritional needs from the gut up. We have simplified the science of equine nutrition while providing highly effective and affordable products. In order to have your horse give their best, you should be giving them the best with Equerry's.
Welcome to the world of orange slow feeder. the longest lasting, highest quality slow feed net in the world. We currently have 12 different sizes, and we have anywhere from a small trailer net clear up to a 6x6 round bale or a 4x4 8 square bale net. And you can contact us at orangeslowfeeder.com. We also have a Facebook page, and we're at Pinterest, and we'll be on Twitter soon.
Hey guys, my name's Dave Robart. I developed the pinchless and the precision bits, and we're going to kind of show you a little bit about them. We have a regular snaffle here, and basically what a regular snaffle will do, when you pick it up, it actually, you see the center rings, it'll actually bite, and that bites the horse's tongue. It teaches head tossing, gapping, rooting down, all kinds of stuff. Tongues over the bit, and I developed a bit that actually the centerpieces rotate, and by them rotating, now my bit is equal left and right, and I can use my leg and drive him up into the bridle and get him soft in the face. If you want any more information about these bits, you can always go to my site, pinchlessbits.com, and get that. The other one I developed was the first stiff bit in the world. It's stiff, but I can actually elevate it, returns, elevation, return. So that gives me shoulder control and still have the stop.
And you're doing clinics here at the Norco Horse Affaire.
Yes, yes.
And that's obviously that's where we're at right now. And right now, let's Dave, let's show the people a little bit of your clinic.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, Dave Robart.
Thank you.
Are by messing up horses. I did not learn them from anybody. I learned them by messing horses up. I'm honest with you, right? There's nobody that has trained a horse that has not messed a horse up. Because if you learn anything, it's that the horse is going to teach you. Don't do that. Like I learned 7 times below the knee rods and screws. And then one day I woke up. I said, I got to quit pushing like this. I got to figure out how to dance with it and make music with it. And when you learn that, and you learn to listen and do things, just like you learn around. Here, you learn around all you want. You just got to let it out. All I have to do, what I need to be, is say, just kind of do your thing. Come on, man. I'm trying to talk here. So, he's not going to stand still right now, so that's not my purpose of it. He can stand still. I know. I've been in this position. I know that it takes something in my body to help. I've done things. Okay, now I can relax. Okay? And he'll get the same point too. Now what we're going to show you today, we have his regular equipment on him. And we're going to ride with him and kind of just show you some things. One of the things that I do with my horses in the beginning, which we can't show here, because it takes a little better quarters. When I take a horse like this, if I really want to build his trust in me, what I do is I'll get him in his box stall, roll it well. That's the best way to do it. And one of the things a lot of people, when I say this word, you're going to think in your mind something. And I learned this trick from a lion trainer. I didn't learn it from a horse trainer. And I learned it from a lion trainer watching his performances. And how he got the trust of that lion. And all the lions. In that open pit. They left the circus. And I told my wife, I got a new way of training. I got to learn how it works. With that whip, I'm leaning backwards. All of a sudden, in a few minutes, he's following me everywhere. He's hooked to my shoulder. He can care less about that whip. The rubber on it. And he don't care. Because he knows I'm using it to whip. And then one day, I just have my money back. Because he's learned about communication. He learns that when I step back, I step forward, when I step forward, back up. So this happens that, and what has happened, if you realize this, it was his decision while he was loose. Where do you want to be? He said, hey, I want to be right next to you. I want to follow you and be wherever you want to be. And as we go to do this too, another thing that you got to realize, making this horse,
I've already said in my body language, I'm not here to prove to you guys that I can do my job. So horse, don't worry. I'm here, horse, to ask you to show me how that's going to work. So I'm asking you now. I'm not telling you. Because if I tell you to fight, do stupid things, but I'm not just asking the whole time I'm on you to do some things.
King Barns, located in New Holland, Pennsylvania. If you want a great custom-built barn, you got to contact kingbarns.com. All kinds of customized barns, top-grade materials, and wonderful custom design to meet your request. Please check out King Barns today. Source Nutrition. One of the fine sponsors, Source Nutrition, micronutrients developed from the seaweed harvested off the coast of Maine, aids in digestion, helps with older horses, keeps everything moving fine in your horse's digestive tract. Check out Source.
Hi, I'm Dusty Gravatt, and this is my wife Lori Gravatt. We're out here today, Saturday, at the Norco Horse Affair. We thank them for this great event and being able to be out here and promote our business, which is G-Spur Equine Hydrotherapy. We actually swim horses here in Riverside, California, which is right next door to Norco here. We have a 200-foot equine pool, and it's 200 feet long, 8 foot wide, and it's 12.5 feet deep. We swim all kinds of different type of horses, whether it be a quarter horse, performance horses in rodeo, jumping, eventing, endurance horses. We've actually had the blessing actually be able to swim all kinds of different horses and learn about different horses along the way. We've been in business about 7 years now.
So give us a main benefit of swimming a horse.
The benefits is actually, it's a full cardio type exercise in the pool. I mean, you can see it with each horse when they're in the pool, when they get, we call them laps. Each lap is a 200-foot distance. We turn them around and bring them back. It builds up the cardio 100%.
Yes, and it's a straight pool. So the endurance, the benefits of a straight pool is they get straight extensions, which is really good for lengthening and strengthening all their muscles and building muscle mass.
Okay, again, the name of the company is
G-Spur Equine Hydrotherapy.
And the contact data website would be?
Yeah, it's G-Spur Equine Hydrotherapy Center,
okay.
LLC.
And that's G-Spur, right?
S-P-U-R.
Right.
Equine.
Great.
And the website's there. We're on YouTube, Facebook, all the great.
Every social media possible, right?
All the social media we have today, yeah.
You see, in this day and age, it's harder to hide than it is be found.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So
Thank
much,
you for your
Wayne.
help.
My name is Vivian Mavora, and I am with the California Western Dressage Association. The California Western Dressage Association is the official state affiliate of the Western Dressage Association of America. The WDAA is recognized by the United States Equestrian Federation as the official representative of Western dressage. This new discipline was developed by combining the training principles of classical dressage with the Western horse in mind. All breeds of horses can participate in Western dressage, even gaited horses and mules. It does not make any difference what your horse's conformation is. Western dressage is a method of training your horse to become more supple and have a soft feel.
There's a look around Norco, California, and at the Norco Horse Affair, nice horse event, a lot of great clinicians, horses, vendors. We thank you for joining us. Stay with us. We got more coming next time on Speaking of Horses.